I had a request in the comments on one of the other videos recently. I think it is What is Common Law Part 3. Someone requested do a video on bailiffs. And they're fed up of feeling like shit all the time, getting pestered by bailiffs, I just want to make it quite clear that fucking bailiffs are the easiest ones. They're the easiest ones. You know, same fucking principle again. They use fear. Same as the police, same as the council, same as the courts. They try and use fear to get you to do what they want. Try and separate you from your fucking money out your pocket. But you have to lose the fear. You have to lose the fear. And it's I know we say that a lot, but it is one of the key elements, you know, because that's what this whole thing is based on, is your fear. Because if you don't lose the fear, which is what they use, that's their tool, you know, this is what they use in order to meet their objective, to separate you from your cash, make you feel like shit, make you feel like you've got to hide in your own home, hide your car, all this shit. But the bailiffs have even less authority than the police, the councils and the fucking courts. They have even less authority. Now, there's a few key things with bailiffs, right? A few real key things, sorry. So, first things first, right? Bailiffs don't get passed on the debts. Full stop. They do not get passed on the debts to go and collect it for somebody, right? They normally buy the debts. Now, if a bailiff has brought your debt, it's now the bailiff's debt, because it's unlawful for a third party to be involved with the debt. So if they've brought your debt, they now own that debt. What you should do is thank them for paying that debt and shut your fucking door on them. It's their debt now. It's unlawful for a third party to get involved in a situation like this. And if they've brought the debt, it's their fucking debt. They own it now. It's theirs. Simple as that, right? It is that fucking simple. Secondly, any warrants or writs they've got, they say I'm a high court enforcement officer. I've got a writ, a high court writ. Have they fuck? They've got a stupid bit of paper, and it's normally got some sort of signature, but it's normally a printed name off a computer generated form. It needs a wet ink signature from a judge, and it won't have one. And the reason it won't have one is because of a judge, right? Not to mention the amount of fucking wet ink signatures that judge would have to do with all the bailiffs that are involved, with all the deaths. That would be this judge's full-time job. He wouldn't have time to do nothing else. He'd be signing paperwork all fucking day in, day out, fucking 5 to 7 days a week. It will not have a wet ink signature from a judge on it. Not only because of the amount of time and it take, and how much fucking of that judge's time it would take to fulfill them needs. If a judge puts a wet ink signature on that paperwork, the judge is accepting full liability in his personal capacity for any unlawful trespasses made upon you or your personal property. It will fall back on that judge. So the judge will not sign this high court writ or a warrant with a wet ink signature, full stop. Now, if a warrant hasn't got a wet ink signature on it, it is an unlawful warrant. It is an unlawful writ. It's not real. It's not going to hold any weight. And all you need to do is don't get leery. Don't get arsey or cocky. Ring the police if they aren't already there, and tell them you've got someone trying to trespass on your property with false documentation. They're trying to take your property from your house, and there could be a breach of the peace if they persist and they try to push their way in, because they'll make all these types of threats. They've got no rights to enter your property. You have to be scratch that. If you've got your door open, they will walk in. Some of them will even try and climb through an open window. Just make sure your doors are locked. Do not let them in. Speak to them out of a window. Right? Simple. But they where I was at. Yeah, they've got no rights whatsoever to use a locksmith and all that, and especially if you've got a vulnerable person in the house or children, you know, that are vulnerable, someone that's old, someone that's ill. They're not allowed to come in. They're not allowed to put the pressure on you. If they're causing you alarm and distress, ring the police. Sometimes the police will already be there because the bailiffs like to ring the police and say that you're getting leery. They think there's going to be some sort of altercation while they're doing this, and the police will turn up. They can't really get involved, but the excuse they use, right, is they're there to prevent a breach of the peace. But what they're doing is basically helping. So what you need to do is use this to your advantage and use the police. Now, chances are, the copper you got there, I mean, let's all get this right. Most of them aren't real constables anymore. They're policy officers, right? They're policy officers. That is what they are. They're not police constables. Basically, most of them haven't got a fucking clue about the law, right? They know what they're taught. They know about acts, statutes and legislation, not real law, right? They need to know about law. Now, it's no point arguing the toss with these fucking divs, right? Because some of them are on power trips. It's no good. What you need to do is stay polite, stay calm, and you need to keep pressuring the copper that's there to ring a superior officer and ask about this warrant and ask about this writ and what it needs to be lawful. Once they've spoke to the superior officer, they will send the bailiff on their way, because the superior officers know exactly what we're talking about, and they know that any warrant or high court writ will need a wet ink signature from a judge. And if it hasn't got one, the police will leave, right? And they will tell them to leave too. They need to get the proper paperwork before they come back. And that's the fact, right? That's the truth. You need to play these fucks at their own game. Absolutely play them at their own game. I'm going to drop a link in the description of this video. There's a video on YouTube. I'm going to drop the link to it. The guy he's actually clamped. He clamped a fucking bailiff's car, and the bailiff come out. The police come out, sorry, because the bailiff called them, and he started fucking barking orders at the copper. Arrest these people, arrest these people. Now, I'm not going to fucking deny this. Fair play, I'm not joking. If every copper was like this copper in the video, right, we'd get a lot of stuff sorted and the world would be a better place. I'm telling you, top marks to this copper in this video. This guy should be in charge of their training and everything. This copper dealt with this situation like it was meant to be dealt with, right? I'll drop a link in the description of this video. Make sure you watch this video. It is fucking amazing. The copper is amazing. And go and look in the comments of this video as well. The amount of praise this copper has got for what he done. For using proper discernment, done his job properly, exactly what he should be doing. Yeah, and the bailiffs couldn't do a fucking thing. The guy had clamped the bailiff's van and he was refusing to take their fucking clamp off unless he paid them such and such money. It's amazing. Because this guy doesn't fear these bailiffs. He got the result. Remember, we're not trying to get away with anything. We're correcting their mistakes. Bailiffs are bullies, and you've got to question the type of cunts that take this job on. They're normally on a power trip, or they probably haven't managed to become a doorman or a copper or a security guard, so they take this job on. You know, they've either never had any problems with their finances or something, or they just want this job because they think they're big and bad for having this job, and really they're scum. They're like pieces of shit on the bottom of your shoe, right? That is all they are. Do not be fearful of these cunts. Honestly, bailiffs are the easiest. Use the police to your advantage, and all you need to do is get the warrant checked. And this doesn't mean something on an iPad, because they try that now. They're trying to bring iPads, right? Because everyone's been putting up a bit of resistance against these fucking bailiffs and saying, well, where's the wet ink signature on the warrant? They think they bring an iPad and it's on an iPad, there can't be a wet ink signature. Well, the iPad's even worse. It's worth even less than the last bit of paper without the signature. It's not feasible, it's not lawful, and it's not going to wash. Like I say, you need to keep the peace and you need to stay calm. You need to, if there's a copper there and they're a bit arsey, pressurise the copper. Get hold of your superior officer. I want to speak to your chief constable. Put it on the copper. You need to do your job properly. You're making a massive mistake here. You need to, and don't get me wrong, you need to be very confident and do your research. I mean, all what we're saying here is true, and there's so many things. If you watch videos on YouTube to do with bailiffs, dealing with bailiffs, there's so many good videos on there. There's so many good people. The bailiffs are starting to dwindle out a little bit, if I'm honest with you. They are literally picking and choosing. Remember, they buy these debts, and if they've brought the debt, is now their debt. There cannot be a third party involved in that. And remember, if you never had a contract with a company that's given you the debt in the first place, you definitely haven't got a fucking contract with the bailiff. So it still stands. It still stands. If they're causing you alarm and distress, and you've got someone vulnerable in that household, right, you need to fucking deal with this situation. If they haven't called the police, call the police. But you need to keep calm. You need to stay peaceful. You need to stay lawful. And you need to do this with honour. Stand your fucking ground. You know, do not take no shit. Do no harm, but take no shit. And do not be fearful of these fuckwits. Because that's all they are. That's all they are. What are they going to do? Right? Ask yourself this question. What the fuck are they going to do? Are they going to beat you up on your door? No, they ain't. Because they'll get in trouble with the police. These cunts are coming round to get in your head. Right? They're going to try and get in your head and make you fearful. And if you are fearful, they're going to get what they want out of you. And it doesn't matter if you're a little bit scared. When we say lose the fear, it don't mean you can't be scared, because everyone gets scared of this shit. But the more you test yourself and the more you do this, the more confident you get and the more authority comes out in your voice and your actions and how you deal with these situations. You need to go and start testing yourself. Learn some stuff. Don't wait for this stuff to come to your door. Go and test some stuff. Test the boundaries of your rights. Remember, these people, I mean, I've had the police, I've heard of the police, sorry, as well, right, passing on debts. And even the council, when they can't get you into the magistrate's court, they'll sell the debts to the fucking debt collectors because they're getting some money for it. It don't mean it's lawful. No third party can be involved. No third party can be involved whatsoever. It makes it an unlawful fucking contract. There is no contract in the first place with the council, just say, or whoever, the council tax or the water company or the electric company, whoever it is that have passed your debt on or sold your debt to these bailiffs, that debt is now the bailiff's debt. It's not yours. It's really not yours. It makes it unlawful straight away. The fact that they've got it in their hand and they're knocking your door. Start cluing up on this. It is easy. The key elements are they cannot have that debt. That debt is now got a third party involved. They now own that debt. It's their debt. Thank them for buying the debt because it's now their debt, and shut the fucking door. You don't even have to have a conversation with these people. You don't even have to answer your door if you don't want to. It's not against the law. It's a civil matter, remember. There's nothing they can do. There's no warrants for you. What are you scared of? What are you scared of? Do the right thing for yourself. Do the right thing for your family. Do the right thing. The more and more people do this and stand up to these people, the harder it's going to make it for them. And it already is. I've fucked off people. I've had them clamp my car. And so clamp it. Who cares? Clamp it. They clamped it. Didn't show any interest. Fucking clamp it. Just clamp it. They clamped it. They come back 10 minutes later and took it off. I fucked off. Never heard another thing about it. I've cut fucking clamps off a car before myself as well. With bolt croppers. Don't be scared of these people. These people, all they're out to do is fuck you over. Make you feel like shit and separate you from your money. Don't take it personal. It's all a game. It really is all a game. Do not take it personal. Alright? And do not fucking back down. Always stand your ground. they are not going to have a high court writ or a warrant with a wet ink signature from a judge, right? Which means it's not worth the fucking paper it's written on. Simple as that. They now own that debt because they've bought it. They can't enter your property, and the police aren't going to help them. They need to have a reason to get you arrested. Don't give them the reason. Just tell them to politely fuck off, shut your door. Well, don't even open your door. Talk to them out the window. Go upstairs, talk to them out the window. Not interested, fuck off. Not interested, fuck off. Put notices on your door. Give them a notice. Give them your fee schedule. They want to do business with you. Give them a conditional acceptance. You're going to need a contract. They're going to need to prove they got a contract with you, yeah? Ask for proof of that contract, because without a contract, it's not lawful. You've got no contract. If you had no contract with the people that had the debt in the first place, like I said, you've definitely got no contract with the bailiffs. It is that fucking simple. Not to mention, if you want to go down the rabbit hole even further, and remember that it's not you. If your name's spelled in capitals, got Mr, Miss or Mrs or homeowner or tenant or occupier, it's not you. It's your legal fiction. It's your legal fiction. It's not you. It's your birth certificate they're trying to do business with. They want to do business. Make sure you know there's a contract. Because if there is no fucking contract, right? There is no debt. There's none of it. There is none of it. Absolutely none of it. And you don't have to do anything that anyone tells you. Anyone. This whole system based on fear. I'll drop a link in the description and start doing yourself a favour and start watching. And watch, and I mean loads. Watch as many videos as you can of other people dealing with bailiffs and you'll get a rough idea. We're not talking shit about this. This is factual. It's the truth. And that's all there is to it. That's all there is to it. You can be your own worst enemy or you can be your own hero. It's up to you. It's all about what mindset you choose to take. And everything is mindset. Especially when you're a lawful man or woman. Remember, acts, statutes and legislation are not law. Fucking bailiffs are not a real job. It's a fucking job for idiots, fit cunts. Bully boys that train down the gym and think they're fucking big and bad. And he ain't. He ain't. It'd be a different story if he was out in the street and you weren't at your house and it was someone, they didn't have that fucking Mickey Mouse fucking fancy dress uniform on. They're trying to look like something they ain't. They got nothing. No authority, nothing. Fuck them. It's that simple. Just tell them to piss off, shut your fucking door. Don't even open your fucking door. Who says there's a law that you've got to open your door when it knocks? Don't open your door. Don't open your door. Put a camera on your front door. Bolt your letterbox up. Put notice on your front door about trespassing. About any fucking cold calling. If you've got no fucking contract, you need an appointment. They're to write to you. Leave it at a post office box. Make an appointment. You don't have to give them an appointment. Charge 350 quid for your appointments. There's so many little ways you can do it. Honestly, the bailiffs are the easiest ones. Councils are a piece of piss too. The police are a bit more tricky. You're just got to be a bit careful with the wording and with how they trick you into consenting. And the courts are probably the hardest one because that's who they're all relying on. But like you already know, I've dealt with the courts, I've dealt with the police, I've dealt with councils, and I've definitely dealt with bailiffs. Lose the fear, guys. We the people are the ones with the power. We the people who've got the authority. And we the people need to stand up together, unite. And the more of us that do this, the better it's going to be for us. Anyway, hope that helps. Take care. Look in the description for this link, this YouTube video. Watch this YouTube video. And I'm going to say thank you myself to this copper. He done the right thing. He done what police should do. And I tell you what, that's the sort of police we need, like that. Not the little ones that keep sticking on and sticking out there. That's the sort of coppers we need. Copper was fucking amazing. He done his job. Fair play to him. Anyway, take care. Watch the video below. Watch as many videos as you can, people, right? Because at the end of the day, this is how we're going to get through this. This is how we're going to get through this. Watch as many videos as you can and just get yourself knowledgeable. Start testing yourself. Have a bit of fun with it. It's all fun. It's just business, it's nothing personal. Remember, that's all they're trying to do is business. It's nothing personal. Don't take it personal. Don't get wound up. Don't get scared. Make sure there's a contract. If they haven't got a contract, tell them to fuck off. Simple. Take care. See you soon.